Gellerup is not actually a beautiful place, you could say.
No, I would not call it a ghetto.
There are some social issues here that needs to be taken care of.
They want the same thing that we do. They want jobs, they want education.
And I've really had enough of the few bad people who keeps making Gellerup seem as in total a really bad place.
Aisha Amin is a 20-year-old citizen of Gellerup. Born from Indonesian and Kurdish parents, she's an example of the multiculturalism of this neighborhood.
I was born here and I was raised here, so I know a lot of different places and people, and yeah, I don't know, it's like a big community. So I feel like the need to involve and work with it as much as I can.
Currently in a gap year, Aisha volunteers in different cultural projects related to the area.
I'm helping out a project called Smag eller Gellerup, which is Taste eller Gellerup. Right now we're in the middle of making these food videos where we show recipes from locals. So it's kind of showing the different style and food that's out here.
There are more than 80 nationalities in Gellerup. This neighborhood was constructed in the 1960s with the idea of building an attractive new city district in the western part of Aarhus. Today, 88% of Gellerup's 7,000 inhabitants have an immigrant background. It's one of the reasons why Gellerup is often called the biggest ghetto in Northern Europe.
The main problem is that integration can be improved even further. So it means also integration into the labor market and also integration into, say, voluntary organizations, meeting places.
There's not much educated people, there's not many people who work, but all of those factors are because of there is nothing to do out here. Instead of going to the bazaar, swim, go play football and shop or see the rest. I used to hate it because I was way more into art galleries and film and stuff like that.
Aisha's longing for cultural activities in Gellerup has led her to volunteer in a newborn project called Utopia. This initiative is one of the cultural events that will take place in Aarhus next year, as the city will be the European capital of culture.
The goal and the dreams of Utopia is to make a center of production, of experimenting, of researching within a new kind of multi-ethnic culture. And that's within the music, the theatre, the contemporary circus and dance.
I'm one who believes a lot in that culture can heal a lot, and now I know Utopia, and I know that the ideas they have are very, I think, benefiting for the neighborhood.
Utopia will officially begin in July. Before that, the festival hosts different events in the restored theatre of Gellerup. One of them is the play What Are We Doing Here?, organized by the theatre group Contact. Although the actors are not from the area, many of the neighborhood citizens have a similar background.
I could relate to most of the stuff they were talking about because I'm an ex-refugee somehow, so yeah, I understand a lot of the issues and everything they talked about and those touching stories, which a lot of it, most of us here in Gellerup can relate to somehow.
Aisha invited Nafisa and other friends from the neighborhood to watch the different shows. One of the aims of Utopia is to create a meeting point between citizens from Aarhus and Gellerup.
We are not meeting each other. People from Aarhus never come here, and people from here rarely goes to Aarhus. And here we're trying to break down this. We have full house, everything we do. And we have a mixed audience of people from here and from Aarhus and from other places.
Utopia is one of the initiatives to connect Gellerup to the rest of Aarhus. It's all part of a master plan that is going on right behind us. 10 years ago, Aarhus City Council and the Brabant Housing Association decided to revitalize the neighborhood. In a few years, this construction site will be the new center for Gellerup.
It's some huge physical changes going on, trying to transform the area from a single housing area into a city district with all the different functions that you have in a city district. So, which means that we are tearing down some of the buildings to make room for other kinds of buildings with other kinds of housing and offices and shops and so on, and also a lot of new roads which will connect the area with the rest of the city.
3 years ago, Aisha and a group of Gellerup residents started documenting the physical changes in the neighborhood. They take pictures to keep track of the whole transformation process that will go on until 2030.
Now that there's huge changes happening, we were like, okay, we need to start taking pictures and see how the transition looks. Not so it's suddenly just as new buildings in Gellerup.
The master plan not only involves urban changes. Part of it is also to encourage citizens to be an active part of their community.
We don't do activities in the social master plan. Actually, we expect people to do them themselves. We listen a lot to what people want and try to help them make that vision come true and try to engage them into networks.
And this system works very well. When you start doing things on your own, people feel part of society, and in this way you'll soon be integrated.
Those changes are not accepted by every citizen. Some residents had to be relocated in order to destroy the buildings.
One group is feeling that the whole master plan is a trick to just bring way more like white Danish people in here and to push the brown ones out. And the other group is the ones who feel like it's actually a good new kind of air to give to the area.
We're always trying to have a dialogue about how things are going to happen. It's like we have to do something. We have to do very big things because it's a big problem.
I think the architecture can change people's behavior. If you take into account that the public space should also mean that you can meet people outside your apartment.
One of those meeting places will be the Utopia Festival.
Culture is also a way to talk about changes, to show changes, to have a dialogue. So that's some of the things we will be using the Utopia project for.
They call us the third leg in the plan, like we are the soul, because you can build beautiful things, but if you don't put some soul into it, it will remain without life.
The aim of Utopia is to stay in Gellerup after 2017 as a biennial festival. Aisha is not sure if she'll be there to see it happen.
My own future? I don't know. I mean, I'm only 20 years old, but I already know that I would like to travel a lot. But for me, I mean, Gellerup is my home. No matter, I think, how much I travel outside, I don't think I would leave it in that way.